Hey, this is Steve Bloom, and you are listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
This is M-Wire, Movie Week in Review. M-Wire is brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up today to get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/geekcastradio. Start today with a free 30-day trial with over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Don't forget to follow Audible on Twitter at audible_com. And now the latest and greatest in movies with M-Wire.
Hello and welcome to M-Wire, Movie Week in Review, brought to you by the GCRN and Audible.com. I am one of your hosts, TFG and Mike, and joining me is Steve Megatron. Hello.
Hello.
And finally, after God knows how long we've delayed it, we close out the 80s spotlight. I don't even know what it can't even be called a spotlight anymore because we haven't been consistent with releases on these episodes of M-Wire. But we close out with the one, the only, Uncle Buck. I love this movie. So, what have you been up to really quickly before we move on after that?
Just got to interview Steve Bloom.
Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, we just talked to him.
And the site is outgrowing its current location.
Yes. The two biggest pieces of news from the Geekcast Radio Network. We just talked to Steve Bloom, and the site is outgrowing itself as far as bandwidth and space and everything. Yeah, that's the two biggest pieces of news. For me, I just, podcasting as always. But I think we're going to head over to Saskatoon and talk to JT.
Hey guys, JT from Saskatoon here. Every family has at least one black sheep, and that black sheep is usually a beloved uncle of the children. And being children of the 80s, who do you suppose our favorite uncle is? That's right, it's John Candy, and this is Uncle Buck. The Russell family, patriarch Bob, his wife Cindy, and their kids Tia, Miles, and Maisie, have recently moved from Indianapolis to the suburbs of Chicago because Bob recently got a job promotion. Miles and Maisie are unhappy, but seek to make the best of the situation, while older sister Tia resents her parents for the move. And not too long after they move, Cindy gets a phone call from back home informing her that her father has suffered a big heart attack. The couple makes plans to leave Chicago immediately to be with him. However, since they are new to Chicago, they really don't have anyone to call to babysit, except for Bob's brother Buck. Cindy is not fond of the option, considering Buck to be irresponsible and untrustworthy. She, however, relents when Bob points out there is no other option. Buck arrives soon after, eager to get away from some problems he's been having with his girlfriend, and despite being the man in charge, Buck still tries to maintain his routine. That includes smoking cigars and bowling. Miles and Maisie quickly take to their Uncle Buck, engaging in all sorts of shenanigans. Tia, however, is not convinced of Buck's intentions and enters into a battle of wits with her uncle. Buck retaliates by repeatedly blocking Tia's attempts to sneak out to see her boyfriend Bug, who Buck is convinced is only interested in dating his niece for sex. During his time with the kids, Buck takes the kids bowling, makes comically oversized pancakes, which he flips with a snow shovel, deals with a drunken birthday clown, and tears a strip off the crusty vice principal at Maisie's school. Things come to a head when one night Bug catches Tia with Bug and threatens him with a hatchet. Furious at this continued interference, Tia convinces Buck's girlfriend that he's cheating on her with her neighbor. In the confusion, Tia sneaks out to a party to be with Bug. Against his usual instincts, Buck forgoes betting on a horse race in order to search for Tia when he discovers she's gone. Buck arrives at the party and searches for his wayward niece, discovering Bug in a locked bedroom and imagining the worst. Buck enters in one of the most memorable and badass sequences in movie history by drilling through the door with a power drill and booting it down. Discovering Bug cheating on his niece with another girl, Buck ties him up and throws him into his car trunk. Upon finding Tia, Buck opens his truck and orders an apology for Tia from Bug. He does so, but after being released, Bug takes it back and runs like the douche he is while being pelted by golf balls from Tia and Buck. As the film draws to a close, Buck and Tia make amends, Bob and Cindy return home, Cindy being relieved the house is one piece, and Buck returns to life in Chicago. Uncle Buck was directed, written, and produced by the great John Hughes, and is regarded by many as being one of his better works. The film starred John Candy in the titular role of Uncle Buck, which, much like Hughes, is considered to be one of his best roles. The film also starred Jean Louisa Kelly as Tia, Gabby Hoffman as Maisie, Jay Underwood as Bug, Laurie Metcalf, who played Jackie on Roseanne, and a young Macaulay Culkin, one of his first big screen roles prior to starring in Home Alone. The film opened on August 16, 1986, and brought in a total of $80 million, almost 6 times its $15 million budget. And if you were to skip ahead 4 years in a DeLorean, you would have been able to watch the ill-fated Uncle Buck sitcom, which aired on CBS. It was on Mondays and then moved to Fridays, where it was quickly canceled due to poor ratings. Movie critics were split over Buck, which generated many mixed reviews for the film. Rita Kempley, critic for the Washington Post, called the film competent comedy, a bit simplistic and a bit stale. She went on to regard the film as a Hughes movie that offers the kind of reliability you expect from major household appliances. And everybody's favorite curmudgeon from the Chicago Sun-Times, Roger Ebert, said the movie was filled with good intentions and good feelings, but they seem to conceal another side of Uncle Buck, a side that makes the movie feel creepy and subtly unwholesome. Wow, just wow. I guess you can't please anybody sometimes. If you grew up in the 80s, and you love John Candy's comedy, and you love a good John Hughes flick, then Uncle Buck is for you. This movie is, was, and always will be one that I love. Though not perfect by any means, it is still a film with a lot of heart and warmth. It has some pretty funny scenes, it's full of Mr. Candy's trademark humor, and who can forget the scene where he boots the door down? I mean, seriously, that was badass. This has been Just the Facts, Uncle Buck. I'm JT from Saskatoon. Back to you, Mike.
Where do you live?
The city.
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
Own or rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
How come?
It's an even longer story.
Are you my dad's brother?
I'm your dad's brother, all right.
Buck Russell had always been the black sheep of the family.
I'm stunned that I'm related to you.
Until one night,
Buck, we have a problem with the kids. We're stuck for somebody to watch them.
Oh, please, not that.
Can we trust him?
My brother, for God's sake.
I won't let him get into that Satan stuff or any of the new chicks. I'll leave that for me. Wow. I'm kidding, huh?
now he's making them breakfast,
Cigar?
No, thanks.
making them lunch, and making them crazy.
What did you do?
He's irresistible.
And I want to ask you why I'm so attracted to you.
I wouldn't even guess at that.
Whoa!
He's unbelievable.
I'm Anita Horgar.
I'm Buck Melanoma. Molly Russell's wart.
He's
Would you just
John Candy as Uncle Buck.
What does he like to drink? I've been leaving the toilet seats up. Is that what the blue water is? It's not good for him, huh?
Uncle Buck, the new comedy from John Hughes.
You have much more hair on your nose than my dad.
How nice of you to notice.
I'm a kid, that's my job.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Thank you, JT, for that wonderful Just the Facts about Uncle Buck. Yeah, I freaking love this movie. I think I saw this when I was 10 or 11, so 90, 91, somewhere around there. I think I saw this after I saw Home Alone, actually. Which is weird because, as JT said in the Just the Facts, this was Culkin's one of his first roles, if not his first role. I don't know. I'm not looking at his credits, but this was like one of his first major roles before the major breakout of Home Alone. And I think I saw Home Alone first, and I saw this afterwards, and I was, even as a kid, I was like, wait a second, what the hell's Kevin McAllister doing in a John Candy movie? When did you first see Uncle Buck?
I'd say the early 90s. It was one of those movies that I definitely watched with my dad just because of the comedy. And my mom is very fond of John Candy's films, but doesn't care for a lot of the other '80s comedies. But so I got to see it quite a bit as a kid. It's been one of my favorite films, especially how devious he is.
Yes.
It's one of those movies that stuck with me to the point that I actually own it on DVD, and my wife and I love to watch it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those feel-good movies, something you can watch all of the time. Or not all the time, but, you can watch it multiple times, throughout a year. I would say maybe once every 3 months or something like that. This is just one of those movies where if you're having a bad day, you throw this in, you just laugh your ass off and you forget about your bad day. Um, I absolutely love this movie. As JT said, um, in Just the Facts, you have Jackie from future star, well, not star, but future cast member and Roseanne Laurie Metcalf as Marcy Frost, who is the sexy salsa neighbor. And of course, John Candy, Jean Louisa Kelly, Macaulay Culkin, Gabby Hoffman, Amy Madigan. Um, just an amazing, amazing cast. Just such a great, great cast. Um, you have a favorite scene in the movie?
I mean, I of course love the kitchen scene where he's cooking, but I love the obviously with the shovel part with the giant pancake. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
But I love when he gets the devious grin on his face when you can just tell that he's not thinking anything good.
Mm.
It's I just love it whenever that comes up in the show.
Yeah, I love the I love this scene in the beginning where he falls asleep and the cigar burns the couch. It's like, oh no, I know exactly what's happening there. Oh God, so funny. And I mean, this is a movie where it shows you that Tia is being, irresponsible and rebellious, and he himself is also being, to a certain extent, irresponsible and rebellious because, he tries his best, but he can't jump out of his old ways of, going bowling or doing this or doing that or going to the track or, something like that. And it's like, and they teach each other stuff, as the movie goes on. Um, the scene in the school with the principal, it reminds me so much of Clark's Xmas rant in Christmas Vacation. Just the similar deliveries between Chevy Chase in that movie and John Candy in this, where he's like, here's a quarter, go down to whatever and have some dog gnaw that thing off your face.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And Macaulay Culkin and Gabby Hoffman as the kids. They are just two totally really awesome characters in this film. The whole film is just great. But you've got those two, and Macaulay Culkin even then knew, again before he broke out as Kevin McAllister, he knew comedy bits, and I don't know if it was just him following off of John Hughes's pages, but he even as a kid, the inflections he uses are just amazing, and yeah, I love this movie. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just an amazing, amazing film. You got anything else you want? My God, this might be the shortest episode we've ever done.
It would be almost not worth doing if that were the case. But here just a second. No, but I love the fact that the mother of the family can't stand Buck. Like no, can't have him.
Yeah.
And I find it funny that Macaulay Culkin works with John Candy in this film. and then again later on in Home Alone. Not directly working together, but they're in the same film.
Yeah, John was in. He was in the truck.
Yes, he was in the truck.
He was the. Was it polka? Yeah, the polka players. That's right. Yeah. When the mother was trying to get home. But yeah, I mean I don't know. It's just such a great movie. There really isn't. I mean, even if we were to sit down and analyze it, there really isn't anything to analyze. I mean, like you said, the mother doesn't like him, but what choice do they have? And
oh geez,
what?
They tried to remake it.
Yeah, they tried to do a television series.
It's a horrible idea. Whenever you try and take a TV or a movie and try and turn it into a TV show, it doesn't translate well. It's okay if it starts out as a TV show and goes to a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is no different than like Ferris Bueller, where they had the film, then they tried to make the TV show, and then it bombed. It's one of those things that you can't do, and especially with not only the John Hughes films, because they're all epic and great. Yeah. And if you notice, he does kind of use a lot of the same people for the most part.
Oh yes.
Like you have John Candy in this. You have him in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He's in the National Lampoon Vacation. He's in a lot of these films, and so are a lot of the other people. But I mean, it's just this is 80s gold here.
It so is, and it's so awesome.
Wow, the budget for this $15 million. That's crazy.
Yeah, $15 million, as JT said, and it made like 6 times that.
Not bad for a pretty
straightforward film. I mean, this isn't a movie where it's, we need to have this explosion and that explosion. I mean, the biggest explosion in this film is when
his car.
Yeah, when the car backfires. Yeah, and oh god, I just love this movie so much. And even watching it today, I jump every time that car backfires. Because it is just like a shotgun noise. It's just, I don't know what else to say about the movie. It is just amazing. Amazing.
Simply awesome.
Yes. So, we're going to go to a ad break, I guess. And we'll come back after that.
Kid? Yes? Shut up.
Beyond the Night is the GCRN's latest review podcast. We are covering everything in the Knight Rider television universe, from the classic 80s TV series to the 1991 reunion film, Team Knight Rider, and the 2008 relaunch series as well. So join TFG and Mike and Dion the Music Man as they go in depth and Beyond the Night, only on Geekcast Radio Network. You can find Beyond the Night in iTunes and on www.geekcastradio.com.
Kid?
Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free use and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear Geekcast Radio, you'll have a chance to win money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. During registration, hit the promo code box and enter Geekcast Radio, all one word, to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episodes of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand, no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code Geekcast Radio when you register.
Grab your helmets because it's time to assemble Mask. The Geekcast Radio Network has launched Masked Mayhem with your hosts Optimus Solo and TFG and Mike. This podcast covering all 75 episodes of Mask will feature in-depth analysis of every episode, talk on the toys, and more. Masked Mayhem will run 30 podcast episodes. You can find us in iTunes and on www.geekcastradio.com. Get your spectrums ready as podcasting is the ultimate weapon.
Movie Week in Review is the Geekcast Radio Network's weekly movie podcast. Steve and Mike take a look back on their favorite films and give you their thoughts. They also bring in co-hosts at times. If you are a movie buff, listen to M-Wire only on geekcastradio.com.
I'm Anita Horgarth.
Buck melanoma. Molly Russell's wart. Not her wart. Not her wart. I'm the wart. She's my tumor. My growth. My pimple. I'm Uncle Wart. Just old Buck Wart Russell. That's what they call me. Or melanoma head. They'll call me that. Melanoma head's coming. I'm sorry. Uncle. Maisie Russell's uncle. I'm her uncle. Her mother set up this conference with you.
I'm assistant principal here, as you've probably noticed from the indications on the door.
This door?
The outer door.
The outer door?
Yes.
Because there's nothing on this one.
That's just about enough of that.
Sorry.
I've been an educator for 31.3 years, and in that time, I've seen a lot of bad eggs. I say eggs because at the elementary level, we are not dealing with fully developed individuals. I see a bad egg when I look at your niece. She is a twiddler, a dreamer, a silly heart. She is a jabberbox. And frankly, I don't think she takes a thing in her life or her career as a student seriously.
She's only 6.
That is not a valid excuse. I hear that every day, and I dismiss it.
I don't think I want to know a 6-year-old who isn't a dreamer or a silly heart. And I sure don't want to know one who takes their student career seriously. I don't have a college degree. I don't even have a job.
Does anyone have a special story to tell the class about something that happened this week? Maisie.
My uncle was microwaving my socks and the dog threw up on the couch for about an hour.
Honest?
Yes.
Why was your uncle microwaving your socks?
He can't get the goddamn washing machine to work.
Blasphemer! But I know a good kid when I see one. Because they're all good kids. Until dried-out, brain-dead skags like you drag them down and convince them they're no good. You so much as scowl at my niece or any other kid in this school, and I hear about it, and I'm coming looking for you. Take this quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. Good day.
This part has been edited. Ha ha ha, you'll never know what was actually here.
But, no, Uncle Buck, as I said, is just one of those movies where it's just laugh out loud comedy, and it's just amazing stuff.
It's one of those films where you get to sit back, enjoy yourself, and you can just shut your brain off.
Yes, yes. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Empire and wish you'll join us next time when we will start the SNL Spotlight. Steve is taking over the show for episode 90 through 97. I will be doing episode 93, but where he's going to do an SNL Spotlight. First film in that is The Three Amigos.
The Three Amigos.
For now, I am TFG and Mike with
Steve Amigos. No, Steve Megatron Phillips.
Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep those film reels rolling.
You've just listened to Movie Week in Review on GeekCastRadio.com. If you would like to leave feedback on the show, there are many ways to do so. First, you can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. Be sure to rate our show on iTunes and leave us feedback. You can follow us on Twitter at GCRNMwire. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. You can email us at feedback@geekcastradio.com. Call the voicemail line 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. So until next time, unleash the geek in you.
In a world, there, I said it, happy,